self-destruct to initiate fights where the team can really play around it, but throwing it in the air in the middle of the chaos where if you like stop a second to even track it and find cover, you're going to die to whoever's trying to hit you anyway. So yeah, I totally agree with you. Self-destruct works best in the midst of a chaos or trying to clean up a fight towards the end. We're going to be going to King's Row. Cloud9 will play defense first.
I think it's a good pick from Immortals. They leave Eichenwalde as the final 5th map if they have to go to. They go to King's Row, which they've had a decent amount of success on. We've seen them go through this map on offense at 3 to 4 minutes remaining. I mean, something that Immortals has done much better than Complexity in the previous series is Hyped is making life very difficult for Surefour. At least when Surefour has to play defense. They're not letting them get a lot done. Yes, the dive comp has been working for Cloud9 on offense, but if they do get stopped, Hype has been making sure to be in his face. And if Surefour is going to play McCree over Soldier, which he has seemed to prefer to do in these last 2 series, it's going to be hard for him to get away from D.Va.
Well, and that's been the big difference, too, when you think about what we saw from C9 earlier versus Complexity, and now what we're seeing here from Immortals versus C9, is that Surefour has found himself under pressure far, far more often. I mean, Hyped has been in his face in a way that I don't think Nicholas really was in the Complexity set, and that makes life a little bit rough for Surefour, and actually harkens back to how Complexity used to fight C9 and have a lot of success, where they would just really focus Surefour above all else. However, the difference is for the C9 team now is that not only are they in a team house, do they have better synergy with each other and all the rest, but they also have multiple threats where, again, even if Surefour is getting neutralized, a lot of times C9 can go, you know, we can expect Rib now to step up as a tank. We can expect Rolf to suddenly have hero plays, and of course, Kai has always been very consistent on flex, so multiple threats on the C9 team.
Well, I think it's not just multiple threats, because I think it's multiple threats at different levels, right? Because it's not just the DPS threats, because I think Reaver was fine working with Surefour as well, but now you have threats that can kill you at the tank level and at the support level, because Rib and Rolf are just absolute beasts on both of those. And that's not to say that the previous roster wasn't like that, but they are a little more aggressive. They have a little more of that kind of bloodlust and killer instinct. Rolf especially, like, he really likes shooting people as support. He's really, really good at it.
Yeah, and this McCree pick from Surefour, I think, is also directly related to Rolf being on Zen instead of Ana. If Rolf was going to be Ana, I'm pretty sure the Surefour would be Soldier for the combo.
Nice. So they are going to run the Mei on defense too. So Mendo is on that Mei, trying to get these wall up. A little bit of a throw, but you don't necessarily see Mei 100% of the time on King's Row defense anymore, and not even really playing super far forward. A lot of teams will let them in a little bit now, and then wall on either side of the statue to really throw them off, because walling at that front gate can get a little bit iffy.
Well, the wall does come out here from Mendo, and it does put Nomi in a bit of a rough situation. Has to back out immediately. Gets a little bit split for his team, but Immortals, they adjust pretty quickly here. They do get behind Nomi, and they're trying to just push C9 back here. The wall comes in, and I don't like that wall from Mendo there. That's a bit of a panic wall. He got very little from it, didn't really buy time, didn't split anyone off, and this is a big opportunity for Immortals now to come in and take advantage.
Yeah, there was a wall that allowed them free passage through the hotel. That's exactly where they wanted to be. They took no damage on their way over there, too. So they hit a hook, it forces Kai up and away. Now still just the poke war as offense and defense exchange positions. Another kind of questionable wall from Mendo.
Skull's coming up here for Surefour, but wasn't able to pull the trigger at a good point. Does get a saving flashbang, though, on the agility, stopping him from getting that hook in. Mendo there at the follow-through, so C9, they're getting pushed around a bit here. Their defense at risk of falling apart, but they're still stalling this out for quite a bit, and it is not Immortals' point yet.
Yeah, but any trade you can make is pretty decent, and now the trade's really coming in favor of Immortals as Grim Reality has taken down both DPS as Mendo and Surefour fall to his Peacemaker there in the end, and wow, this is going to be Grim Reality and Nomi combining for a ton of kills. That should be first point taken for Immortals.
And Immortals, I'd say for there, that's actually pretty decent for both teams. I think anytime you can hold for about 2 minutes on first as a defense on King's Row, you can be reasonably happy with that. I don't think C9 is upset with how that went down, but for Immortals, they are able to grind it out. They don't have what would be a little bit more catastrophic, where it would take them 3 minutes to potentially an overtime take. So I would say right now between both teams relatively even, but look at Grim Reality coming in over the top, holding on to the Deadeye, and this is where he's going to be looking for Nomi to set him up here. Nomi's going to be down here looking for the Earth Shatter. Grim Reality is going to be coming in over the top with the Deadeye, but C9 not wasting any time. Kai with the self-destruct in over the top, ends up dying before getting back to his mech though, so this is an opportunity now for Immortals.
Yeah, that's enormous. The Blizzard will come out, though, on the side of the offense, actually trying to get this in. And Hyped comes over the top. Short for Adam Mendo, all dead to Hyped and Grim Reality. Offense with a clear path to second point right now. Now, there's going to be another fight, but they're going to get down this first and probably second bend rather easily. Mendo was searching for answers, finds himself on a Genji yet again.
And I gotta say, credit where credit's due. Grim Reality two-tapped Kai as he came out of that D.Va ultimate, and easier said than done, especially given how D.Va's hitbox is, but that was huge. Kai was out of the fight, straight up. It was his own fault for like coming in with the self-destruct and being in that situation. So Immortals right now looking to punish, but Surefour coming back in, grabs agilities early on the start of this fight, and C9, their aggressive defense paying off, pushing back Immortals here and buying some much-needed breathing room.
Not only does he grab agilities, he gets an alting agilities. That whole hog had been channeled and was about to push everyone off the card, so he just took a really nice angle, used the Deadeye on only him, and totally worth in that situation. They are going to trade back and forth now, trying to bully them all the way out, but they don't give up as much ground. So Immortals still in this fight, wanting to get back in it as soon as possible. They will be joined by agility shortly. You're going to have a 6v6.
From Reality coming in, flashbang over the top, doesn't get the immediately fall through that he was looking for. Transcendence out here from C9,
really
and C9 can use that to really solidify here on the point. We do have a late self-destruct command, but Hype does grab Adam, so it's still back and forth as Grim Reality gets Surefour. That's huge. Now Immortals could really push this back.
Well, now they're all kind of segmented off, trying to get their duel on. That is going to be Hype taken out by Kai because one was in the suit, the other was, and I'll tell you who wins that most of the time. Grim Reality has to get out as he's discorded and chased down, so they were trying to scrap it out, trying to get gutty towards the end there, but it is going to be Cloud9 holding fully right there, and right now Mendo's got his Dragon Blade up, Grim Reality with a Deadeye and a Nano Boost on the field as well, so see what they want to do. You can get nano-boosted McCree ults. They don't generally work down unless you have a great idea on how you're going to crack that shield or take him out. You can combo it just with a charge if Nomi can feels that he can just take Rib out.
Look, Reality just going to go for the raw Deadeye here. No nano boost required. Will zone out C9, but C9, they back out. No one falls to that. And Mendo right now going to be looking to go in over the top with this Dragon Blade and almost takes D.Va out of her mech. So both teams being a little bit cautious about committing resources, but here comes Mendo to the back line, and Grim Reality having none of it, just throwing Mendo aside. And here comes Immortals now with a 65, an ultimate down for C9, a player down, and this is going to be rough.
Yeah, Nomi was getting bullied out. He did drop his Earth Shatter before he died, though. Can they capitalize on this? They force out another Transcendence out of Wolf, who's used his Transcendences great all night. He stops the Transcend just in time to kill Hype. Surefour kills Agilities. Another self-destruct from Kai takes out Grim, and right now, a minute left. Probably one decent push left for the offense. Mendo, styling out, comes out on the defensive Widow. What do you think of that? I mean, I know you're happy, but...
I think that it's a lie. The defensive Widow dream not going to happen. I think maybe he was just on comm saying, I really want to do this, and they're like, no. Go back.
No, he's been outvoted a couple times tonight. You can tell by his hero switches that he's trying to style, but they would rather win instead.
He lost some ult charge from that too. Not dramatic amounts, but still...
Enough.
Not really needed to just throw that bit of percentage in the trash. You never know if it could have come back in a good way. But here we go. Next fight underway. C9 opening up here with the Deadeye. Surefour just looking for any skulls. Does knock D.Va out of her mech, and that's big. Hype's going to go down immediately here, the Surefour. And that alone could have just won this fight. Hype has been so important to stall things out. And C9 looking for the kill. The Soundbear is out. They get another, and this has been all Surefour.
Yeah, they should be able to get the cleanup here. Agilities is trying to get something going. It's only Hype to lie, but he just spawned. It is a long walk on King's Row, and there's no way that they're going to let them get back here to touch this cart. I guess he's going to boost over the top. Yeah.
For C9, it's a really gutsy defense. Now Immortals, who are looking so strong, looking like they're on the verge of taking it all. Now, if you look at the just raw stats for holds on King's Row, they're not favored to bring this back, and that would be huge for C9. That would be evening up the series and maybe going to a final definitive map to decide it all.
I'd just like to say that choice in Widow for Mendo at the end, I think, was actually pretty good. He was able to boost to Window and then get sightline at the cart, so just in case he didn't have enough time to get back to the Genji. He got a few shots in, did some damage. Don't be hating so much, okay? He went back to spawn afterwards because they held the point, and then he went back to Genji. Not necessarily think he got told, get off Widow right now, go back to Genji.
Oh yeah, because we're the ones who insult Mendo.
I mean, very
Yeah, I was gonna say we've been relatively nice to Mendo relative to you, Slasher. Where I mean, you just say fighting words all the time.
That is very true. I think very solid hold coming out from Cloud9. I do think the 2-2-2 works pretty well for Cloud9 currently because they are playing Zen over Ana in most of their comps because the Surefour and Rolf combo. I mean, it is mainly for that rather than to go 2-2-2 because they've been playing triple tank for the majority of the night and they still had Zen in their composition, but because they do it, Mendo, when he gets off Mei to switch to something else, instead of going Roadhog, I mean, he can go into Genji and be quite effective. And I think that's worked out relatively well for them.
All right, so for Immortals, their best chance here really is going to be getting that first point hold, but first point holds on King's Row are very rare indeed. Of course, they do happen. Say hello to Fnatic sometime if you have any doubts, but it's still not something we see very often here in Overwatch. So for Immortals, are going to have to play this just about perfectly on the defense to keep out C9 and finish the series here. Otherwise, we will be going to Eichenwald to finish out the series.
Yeah, I mean, there are teams that can hold before second, too. They did get it very far on second, almost there. So we've seen some holds in the streets. Not, you know, I do tend to agree that first point probably their best bet, but a lot of map yet to defend here as they're getting very aggressive on this defense. Hype does go in. He's got to be careful. He is discorded. Another battle going on through the hotel. Whoever wins this little skirmish might have the better bit of it. That's Mendo taking down Agilities, but the two who are over there got cleaned up. Very back and forth right now, ZP.
This is still completely okay for C9. They're trading out, but their respawns come in much quicker. However, if Immortals can clear the rest of the side without losing anyone, they might be okay. Grim Reality got some very, very necessary picks there towards the very end, and still laying in the damage from long range. Now, here's the thing for Immortals. They need to back out a little bit. Grim Reality's low HP. They need to just wait for her to come back up, maybe concede a third, and then go back in. But look at this X Grim Reality creeping around the outside.
Well, he is McCreepin, but everyone else is pushed all the way off this point. It seems like they've mostly seeded this, but that is going to be the green light to get back in as Grim Reality takes out his opposite number.
That's really nice here from Immortals. There was a great pick off from Grim Reality. Caught Surefour off guard, but has to get on the point. Has to be in the tree of the point. Not where you want to be, but can't get off for any reason. But he is surrounded by enemies on all sides. 23 HP. It was a nice effort there, Grim Reality, but not going to be enough as Mendo pulls out the Dragon Blade. Looks to secure this in the end, and I'll give Mendo a pass to the Dragon Blade here. It's been easy to get on C9 and say, hey, you're using ultimates and you don't need to. For how much Immortals is coming back in on that point, sometimes you just got to be sure.
Yeah, I totally agree. There are some alts that are less valuable than others, and if Mendo feels he's having a good Genji game anyway, then he should be doing enough damage to get that Dragon Blade up. Dragon Blade also charges relatively quickly. It's kind of interesting that they're holding so far back. I'd imagine that they want to fight once at first bend, and then if that goes poorly, they can fight again. There are essentially 2 checkpoints they can defend here.
And for C9 right now, they have all the time in the world. 4 minutes, 21 seconds remaining as they move this forward. They're going to charge right in. Rib has no fear, but maybe he should have. Agility with the immediate punish. Here comes the Zumyata out here from Immortals. Eithan leading the way. And Grim Reality heading up the back here with the damage. But Kai takes down Nomi, so perhaps Immortals a little bit overdiving here. Now they have to concede more ground here, the C9. And Hex, they don't have much ground to concede.
No, but they do have enough ground to concede where they can fight with a decent team fight again. They don't have to force this right now. They have to be very careful to not do so. Kai going down to some Lucio who cleans them up at the end is not great. They would love to fight them here so that the cart rolls back and they maybe have another chance for a 2-fight situation, but right now they just have to be careful to not overextend.
The key for C9 is that they're playing with the house money. They have a lot of time on their hands right now. They really can wait, drain ultimates out of Immortals, and go in with an ult advantage. They can play this really cerebrally if they want to here. So they're getting wiped out here from Immortals. They do need to do something to drain out the Sound Bear and all the rest, but they are still working with an enormous time advantage.
Surefour wanted to kill out Hyped, who was going there, but Hyped was on the comms, called for backup, and Surefour ran right into an Agility's hook. They are going to Earth Shatter. That does... Wow, this is not good. This is not good for Immortals to use Sound Barrier and Transcendence to react to a single Earth Shatter just to save Agility's life. Look how Cloud9 backed out of that. That is 2 support ults that resulted in nothing.
So this right now is a window for C9 to put an end to this game. If C9 somehow doesn't win this fight, it's an enormous misplay on their part. They have everything going in their favor. Sound Barrier is in. Mendo going in even deeper, picks up 2, gets the triple kill. Here comes Mendo, a 4K coming out. Nice kills, Mendo.
Yeah, no one was happier to see both of those supports ults used than Mendo with Dragonblade at the ready. That is like a mating call for a Genji. Oh, Break It Down and Transcendence, both off the table? No, don't mind if I do clean up everyone here because you have nothing to stop me.
Well, the key thing there is, too, is that was a fight that C9 had to win. They had everything going for them. If they somehow screwed up that fight and they weren't able to take it with that big of an advantage, it would have been catastrophic, and they very well could have lost the game off it.
They could have let Agilities die. They should have let Agilities die. He was the only one who got Earth Shattered. They got the Transcendence in to save him, but then somehow the Sound Barrier came off too. Just did not need to happen. None of that needed to happen.
Well, they didn't have to let Agilities die, but they didn't have to use both support ults.
Right.
So really, where Cloud9 may have not had the best ult conservation on King of the Hill, here is where Immortals did not do the right thing. One Earth Shatter baited out both support ults, and then when you have Sword Up, that's going to be pretty much an insta-wipe, especially when you have Sound Barrier.